Viewer discretion is advised, as we'll be talking about some mature stuff if you know what I'm saying, but hey, if YouTube really isn't for children, then there really shouldn't be a problem, right, Miss YouTube?
I guess you win this round, Miss Robyn. For now.
Animal characters in animation have existed since the dawn of animation. From Disney's Silly Symphonies to Fleischer Studios' cartoons, we were given a wide variety of silly cartoon characters looking similar to animals. For the most part, animal characters were just crazy characters finding themselves in comical situations, like Felix the Cat, Mickey Mouse, Tom and Jerry, and lest we forget, Bugs Bunny. Just comical characters in short but memorable animated films. In the early stages of cinema, most animated films featuring mostly animals were simple stories with a nice message and engaging story. Nothing to really think about, as we simply root for our favorite characters to win against whatever obstacle they're facing. But then the 70s and 80s happen, as these animals are given even more interesting obstacles, especially with the one film I believe to be the granddaddy of all dark-toned animated animal films. As in animals relating to societal expectations. There we go. The Fox and the Hound. It's basically a story of friendship as a puppy and a baby fox become very good friends. And oh, look at you, they're just so adorable. Only to have the puppy's owner, a hunter, make it perfectly clear that dogs are meant to hunt foxes, which ultimately puts their friendship to the test. Okay, seriously, this is the one film I can only watch once because of that one scene with Todd and his owner, and it's playing right now, isn't it? No. No, I can't watch this scene. No, I cry every time. Oh my god, why Disney? How could you leave such a cute baby behind? Why? And honestly, the animal films just kept coming. And they mostly had mice in them. We just couldn't get enough animated films about mice. They were solving mysteries, finding a home in a bustling city, saving their children by going on an epic quest, trying to survive and find their families, going down under, searching for their lost family while in a new country, being preachy about saving the forest with that one guy from Phantom of the Opera, getting overly obsessed over a goddamn pebble, revamping Shakespeare with no worries, getting copied by Jeffrey Katzenberg, fighting to survive the elements while also being extremely boring. They don't want to be pies. Oh god, this thing, it's ugly. Who likes horses? Making fish stories that touched your heart. Making fish stories that put a dent in Will Smith's career. At least it was better than Brave. The one with singing slugs. The one we don't talk about. I like to move it, move it. I like to They're stealing your food. Buzz, 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 buzz. What the is Valiant? Anyone can cook, proving that pandas can totally kick my ass. I mean, it's got singing frogs and gators. The Good Cats film. Did they seriously make a film with a snail? Disney needs to stop making dinosaur films. Toy Story for dogs, you know I'm right. I'm addressing this one in a moment, and... Wait, did I forget to mention Winnie the Pooh? Does that one even count? They're all stuffed animals, but they're still animals. You know what? I'm gonna say it counts. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. So what was the point in all of what I just said? Well, to put it basically, the majority of these animal-centric films are aimed towards a child audience. I said majority! Some are dumb fluff, others are great films that everyone can enjoy. But nothing too complicated. Only a handful of these films can really step up to challenge our perspectives in life, some having stronger narratives than others. I've already gone through The Fox and the Hound, but then we have Fantastic Mr. Fox, a story addressing how some people, or animals, can't change who they are despite the cost. Mr. Fox has a simple life with a loving wife and son, but he wants to return to his so-called glory days of him robbing chickens from farms, and just happens to move to a new area that's right next door to 3 highly guarded facilities specializing in chickens, turkeys, and cider. He puts his friends and family at risk over his selfish desire, but he goes through with it anyways because he can't change who he is deep down inside.
Why? Why did you lie to me?
Because I'm a wild animal.
It's a pretty adult topic discussing natural habits, tendencies, and whether or not you can easily change and put things aside for the benefit of others. Can you really settle with what you have, or do you wish to give up everything and return to the life you originally had? A unique film starring animals that sparked an adult conversation. Then we have the popular film of racial discussion for everyone, Zootopia. Judy is a bunny cop having to prove her worth in the big city as a rookie officer, while also dealing with the complicated piece between carnivores and herbivores. The movie nicely demonstrates that racial profiling can affect both sides of the argument, as some carnivores see herbivores as weak and useless, while herbivores see carnivores as bloodthirsty monsters ready to kill. It's a nice message to demonstrate, but doesn't necessarily work that precisely, as it's clear to see that carnivores can maintain their urges unless they're drugged by those berries. I mean, the fears of the past are still there, so the message is still kind of clear, but we mostly see the carnivores act just as civilized as the other herbivores and never attack unless they're drugged. It's just my take on the film, as I think this movie is okay, but a part of me feels like you really can't make a social status and racism, speciesism story about perfectly civilized beings starring animals with their own natural programming. Unless... And I'm finally getting to the topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen. What am I watching? Beastar started off as a manga series created by... You know what? Yes. This here is Paru Itagaki, daughter of Keisuke Itagaki, the creator of the Baki series. She has also won several awards for her amazing accomplishments, and yes, she wore the chicken mask while accepting each award. Is it too soon to say that I love her? Her manga, Beastars, was serialized in Weekly Shonen Champion since September 2016 and is still being made today. With its rising popularity, an anime was produced and aired from October to December 2019 by Studio Orange, the same studio that brought you Dimension Dance Moves, Everyone is Shiny, and I think I vaguely remember this one. The story is set in an almost harmonious world full of anthropomorphic citizens. Herbivores and carnivores act civilly towards each other despite their natural tendencies, telling them to act as they were originally created to behave, i.e. carnivores devouring herbivores or herbivores running away from carnivores. Our story, however, starts off brutally, with an innocent student of Cherryton being hunted down and devoured with his remains left behind. The school is obviously shooken up and suddenly divided, with herbivores not wanting to trust their carnivorous classmates, to which the carnivore students aren't so fond of herbivore classmates either, as they constantly have to hide their innermost cravings in order to get along and behave like good civilians. The story focuses on three main characters, the leading one mostly being a lone wolf named Legoshi. He's shy and tries to keep to himself while working backstage for the drama department. Because of his size and nature, some of his classmates will either see him as another carnivore ready to snap, or a weak wolf trying too hard to hide who he's really supposed to be. Deep down, Legoshi just wants to keep to himself and not bother anyone, while also coming to terms with his carnivorous nature, wondering if he'll eventually cave in and snap. While running errands for the drama club, he meets a small dwarf rabbit named Haru. At first, Haru appears to be small and frail, making her an easy target to most carnivores, while also the one everyone would usually pity for being so small. She does find a way to cope with this kind of anxiety she constantly feels, but it only leads to her having a dirty reputation. So on one hand, we have a vulnerable herbivore with her own story, but then we get to the other hand with a prideful herbivore and top of his league, Louie. The practical prince and celebrity of Cherryton Academy, Louie is in line to become the next Beastar, which is one of the highest awards you can receive from your school and can look incredibly impressive for your future. He's got a promising path ahead of him, but he's having his own issues in regards to his past, his identity, and his feelings towards carnivores. So we have a complicated story of animals having to defy their natural coding in order to progress as a civilized society. Carnivores should put aside their hunger, while herbivores shouldn't be afraid. But alas, it's not as easy as they want it to be. The title Beastar is given to the student who goes above and beyond to bring their different communities together through their activities, behavior, and performance. They need to be the shining beacon of hope for two clashing worlds while striving to do what's right for everyone. Even then, the path towards victory isn't necessarily a clean one, and is one Louis has to come to grips with along his journey. I don't want to spoil too many details, as this show is still relatively new, but to put it simply, these students are expected to bring forth a future that's perfect for everyone, despite seeing clear examples that makes their goals much harder and complicated. Beastars as a whole brings up the difficult balance of expectations, desires, and reality. What else can you do when society expects you to coexist while there's still lingering fear over what the other side can do to you? It's all fine on paper, but not perfectly executed when carnivores constantly have to suppress their biology and could kill herbivores if they give in to their feral nature. They even show the worst case scenarios of carnivores going too far in their suppression, and it only tears them apart. They'll have nervous breakdowns, they get sick, they start losing patches of fur, and even going as far as to eat their own body. Sure, the city has the black market, but will no one question where they get the meat? It's supposed to be from the recently deceased, but are we really sure this is okay? Hell, this area has an old dude in the corner selling each of his fingers for a carnivore to eat. You do you, my fellow dude, but damn! Even the mayor... I have some new nightmare fuel, thanks, Chicken Queen! Even the mayor paid an immense amount of money to surgically change his teeth in order to appear less deadly and more electable to the herbivore community. And the more we learn about the mayor and how he handles some of the crime in his city only demonstrates how fragile this societal balance really is. It was definitely an eye-opener for Louis, as he has to come to terms with how impactful or futile his efforts really are. But the main focus of the story revolves around the bizarre relationship between Legoshi, a wolf, and Haru, a rabbit, the prime examples of polar opposites coming together to defy their nature while still coming to terms with what they're programmed to do. As stated before, Legoshi doesn't want to bother anyone, and he's unnaturally quiet compared to most carnivores, to which that alone drives Louis insane.
Quit pretending. Come at me with everything you've got. Go ahead, Legoshi. Bite me!
Dude, I just came in here to talk about stage lighting. What the hell, man? But while he does his best to abide by the rules, his feral instincts start to haunt his mind, pushing him to feed his carnivorous hunger. At the same time, however, he finds himself oddly attracted to Haru, but can't really explain why. As for Haru, she was treated most of her life as a small and frail creature that should expect a short life with how easy it will be to capture her. Thanks, guys. Love you too. But in regards to her dirty reputation, she discovers a way to be treated as an equal while also being hated by some of her peers. To put it simply,
don't worry, it's fine. You can be rough, I can handle it. I think it'll be fun.
Oh dear. I will never ever be ashamed to use puns, you know me already. I honestly like seeing this aspect of a female character choosing to sleep around, but not in the typical fashion we're used to. Having a sensual moment with another partner gives her an equal footing that she doesn't usually feel. In these sentimental moments, she's not seen as small or frail, but as a partner that can provide something worthwhile. The two of them form an unusual friendship that even they can't explain, but is often questioned by everyone around them. Why is she with him? He's dangerous. Why is he with her? She's not like him. Jeez, if I was them, I would be like, dudes, do you want us to function as a cooperative society or not? What the hell do you want from us? But even they find it difficult to stay together, with Legoshi's primal instincts trying to take over and Haru's submissive instincts getting ready to run or accept her fate. It's a difficult conundrum for them to comprehend, but the more time they spend together, the more they convince themselves this is worth the struggle. Even with Panda Daddy telling Legoshi what could be in store for him, and the new girl striving for Legoshi-senpai's attention. Notice me, Legoshi-senpai. Legoshi and Haru come together to form a bond that they're willing to protect despite their obstacles. Overall, Beastars is one complicated journey and is everything Zootopia was subtly trying to be. Granted, there's only so much Disney can do being a family-friendly corporation, so it only makes me appreciate Beastars more. Did I expect this kind of a serious drama featuring complicated matters to come from a show full of anthropomorphic creatures? Nothing to this degree, since we're so used to seeing animated animals in more delightful stories. Okay, for the most part, delightful. God, I hate that movie. As stated before, there's only a handful of animated animal stories highlighting the normalities of nature and questioning whether or not they should defy their instincts. To me, Beastars takes the crown in this category, as it perfectly highlights the intense amount of gray areas in a world expecting things to be black and white. It's dark, it's thought-provoking, and is interesting from beginning to end. As for the animation, it oddly works for this show. Yeah, I know 3D anime is still a weird topic for us, as we've seen how bad it can be, thanks Berserk, but Orange really brought their A game with this one. The animation is smooth, the shading sets the tone of each scene perfectly, and it impressively matches the original manga art style. Plus, I can't get over that amazing opening sequence, adorably animated using stop motion. It's just so cute to watch, and then it gets dark. Oh. Netflix has all the episodes subbed and dubbed in multiple languages if you want to marathon the series yourself. The English dub to me is actually pretty good, so give it a listen if you don't mind. I didn't know what to expect with this kind of show, but I was thoroughly impressed and looking forward to season 2. If you're in the mood for a thought-provoking drama full of interesting characters finding their place in a complicated world, then you should definitely check out Beastars.
Don't worry, it's fine. You can be rough, I can handle it.
I have several questions.
Isn't she hot? Come on. Come on, I'm not weird. I'm not weird at all. She's hot.
'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling.
Because she's a cow and you're a dog. It's a natural.
But gosh, guys, there isn't anybody like me out there.
Well, there's Pluto.
Smell like a sound. I'm lost in a crowd. And I'm hungry like the wolf.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I mean, I am just a dumb bunny, but we are good at multiplying.
The phantom of the opera is there inside your mind.
I'm gonna be running through the village terrorizing the villagers, except I'll be naked and with a clown hat on.
He's doing it on purpose.
Don't ever call me doll.
Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. You sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want.
Bet you I'm right.
Bet you you're wrong.
Bet you you're a skank.
Bet you you're an asshole.
Bitch, I eat people!
Senpai, I did it for you. I love you, Senpai. Will you please just notice me? I love him so much.
Easter Bunny has human legs.
Come here, let me sniff your crotch. You're not senpai.
Tale as old as time.
Song as old as rhyme.
Beauty and the Beast.
So, it goes without saying that you never know what to really expect in life, but this is one of those moments where you just have to step back and seriously think to yourself, what even is this? It's not a bad thought at all, but you just have to absorb exactly what it is that you're watching. So if you have seen this show, who's your favorite character and why? I have to say for me, it's a tie between Legoshi and Haru. I just love these characters and how they react to all the crap surrounding them. Leave your answers in the comments down below. Whenever we plan new videos or have to change our plans, our followers on Facebook and Twitter are the first to know, so be sure to follow us on both platforms by using the links in the description box down below. Special thanks to all of my wonderful supporters through Patreon. Even during these difficult times, you have all stood by our side to help keep our channel alive, and I can't thank you all enough. And thank you to everyone for watching this video, as well as supporting us by liking, commenting, and sharing our videos. More awesome videos will be on the way thanks to all of you, so stay tuned to Anime America.